Every single week, someone packs up their entire life and moves to San Antonio. And within 90 days, they're calling me on the phone and saying, "Why didn't anyone tell me this?" Today, I'm telling you 7 things that will absolutely shape your life in San Antonio. And the one on this list that surprises literally everyone is number 4. You're not going to want to skip ahead. Stay with me. I'm Art Meister, San Antonio real estate expert. I help people relocate here every single week. I get calls and emails constantly from people who are excited, nervous, and full of questions about what this city is actually like to live in. Today, I'm giving you the honest, unfiltered version. No hype, no sugarcoating, and if you're seriously considering a move, there's a link in the description for a free call. No pressure, just real advice. So let's get into it. Number 1, the climate. What reshapes daily life after the move? Texas is hot. I've been to Phoenix. I know what hot is. The reality, you don't. And I say that with love. Summers are relentless. May through September, average highs are in the 90s, sometimes in the triple digits. But what catches people completely off guard is the humidity. I had a client from Arizona last year completely blindsided. She told me 95 degrees in Tucson is one thing, 95 in San Antonio feels like 105, and I couldn't breathe. The flip side, our winters are genuinely beautiful. Mild, sunny, comfortable, barely any snow. Freezing temperatures, just a handful of days a year. Spring and fall are stunning and patio dining from October to April. The real thing to prepare for are those sudden shifts. A gorgeous 72-degree Tuesday can flip to a cold snap by Thursday morning. Every San Antonian keeps a hoodie and a jacket in the car year-round. You know what I mean? Well, here's a pro tip. Plan outdoor activities for the early mornings in the summer. Beat the heat and you'll love this city. Did the humidity surprise you? Drop your home state below, because I'm curious where everyone is moving here from. Number 2. The job market is deeper than you think. What most people assume is military, tourism, and maybe a few restaurants. That's the whole picture. What's actually happening? National Cybersecurity Hub, South Texas Medical Center, one of the largest medical complexes in the entire nation. One of the largest medical complexes in the nation. Tens of thousands are employed. Then there's USAA, Valero, HEB, all headquartered here. Tech startups are accelerating. Strong education sector is anchored by UTSA and Trinity University. Honest caveat on salary, wages can look lower than Austin on paper, but factor in the cost of living and the math shifts fast. I've had clients take a $10,000 pay cut to relocate and immediately feel richer. That's what affordability actually does. Cybersecurity, healthcare, corporate headquarters, higher education, military, 5 strong sectors, not 2. Here's another pro tip. Research the South Texas Medical Center if you're in healthcare. The hiring pipeline there is extraordinary. What industry are you in? Comment below and I'll give you my honest read on your prospects here. Number 3, traffic will punish poor neighborhood choices. Your commute is the silent quality of life killer. The reality nobody mentions about San Antonio is it's large. It genuinely spreads out, and if you don't account for that when you're choosing where to live, your commute will quietly destroy your quality of life. Loop 1604, I-35, I-10, the main arteries. During rush hour, 20 minutes on Google Maps becomes 45 without warning. Public transit exists, but you need a car. My number 1 advice to every relocation client: before you fall in love with a house, do a test commute. Drive your actual route at 7:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. That commute is 5 days a week for years, and it counts. Don't just check map distance, check drive time during peak rush hour. 12 miles can be 20 minutes or 50 minutes. Know the difference before you sign a lease or a contract. Here's another pro tip. Living within 15 minutes of your workplace in San Antonio changes your entire lifestyle. Worth paying slightly more for the right location. In Stone Oak, Alamo Ranch, and North 1604 corridor, they give you the best balance of commute, access to amenities, and current value. These are my first recommendations for relocation clients. Where are you planning to work in San Antonio? Drop me a line below and I'll tell you which neighborhoods put you in the best possible position. Number 4, Cedar fever is real and it's coming for you. The payoff? Remember, I promised number 4 surprises literally everyone. Cedar fever. And I know what you're thinking. Allergies? That's the big reveal. So hear me out. San Antonio consistently ranks among the worst cities in the entire country for allergies. Mountain cedar, oak, and grass pollen combine every January and February into what locals call cedar fever. And it's not a metaphor. Symptoms so bad people think they have the flu. Fever, congestion, fatigue, exhaustion. New residents are almost always caught completely off guard. I had a client, a man who had never had a single allergy symptom in 40 years of life, called me in February, convinced he was seriously ill. It was cedar fever. He was stunned. I've seen this story dozens of times. The good news? Most people adapt within a season or two. Local allergists here are exceptional. The demand created an incredible depth of expertise. And if you start antihistamines in mid-December, before the cedar peaks in January, you can significantly reduce the impact. That one piece of advice just saved you weeks of misery. If you move from a dry climate like Arizona, Colorado, or California, cedar fever will hit harder. Plan ahead. Start antihistamines in December and see a local allergist in your first autumn. Download an allergy tracking app before your first San Antonio winter. Knowing your high count days lets you plan around the worst of it. Did cedar fever surprise you? Drop me a comment below and tell me what state you're moving from. If you're planning a move and want a real game plan built around your specific budget, job, and lifestyle, that's exactly what my free calls are for. There's a link down in the description below, and people tell me all the time it was the most useful conversation of their entire relocation process. No pitch, no pressure, and there's a link, like I said, below. Okay? 3 more things. The culture will surprise you in the best possible way. Where newcomers fall completely in love with San Antonio is through our wonderful culture. What people expect? Tex-Mex, the Riverwalk, maybe a rodeo. And here's what they find. They find one of the most distinct cultural identities in America. A living blend of Texan, Mexican-American, German, and Tejano heritage that shows up in the food, the music, the architecture, and how strangers treat each other. Big city, genuine small town warmth. That's not a marketing line. It's just the truth. The food scene goes way beyond Tex-Mex. James Beard-nominated chefs, craft breweries everywhere, Pearl District buzzing with live music every weekend. And then there's Fiesta San Antonio, a citywide celebration that lasts for days and absolutely has to be experienced to be understood. My clients consistently tell me they felt like locals within 6 months. The city pulls you in. Newcomers are welcomed, not tolerated. That matters more than people realize when choosing where to put down their roots. Southtown Art District on a Saturday night has live music, local art, incredible food. Most new residents don't find it for months, but you can go in the first 2 weeks because you heard it here first. What part of San Antonio's culture are you most excited about? Leave me a comment below. I read every single one. Number 6, affordability. Let's talk about the real numbers right now. The concern on every call is, I keep hearing Texas is getting expensive. Can I actually afford San Antonio? And the honest answer, compared to Austin or Dallas, yes, significantly. Right now, $350,000 to $450,000 gets you a beautiful 3 to 4 bedroom home in Stone Oak, Alamo Ranch, or Bernie. That same budget in Austin gets you a condo or a fixer-upper that you're not excited about. I had a first-time buyer from California who sat outside the 3rd house I showed her and said, this would be $950,000 at home. I hear versions of that story constantly. The value is real. The honest caveat, prices have risen. You need to know the micro markets where values are stable, where equity is building quietly, which neighborhoods to get into before everyone else figures it out. That's the insider knowledge that makes our call worth your 30 minutes. And here's an insider tip. Alamo Ranch on the northwest side is one of the best value plays in the current market. Newer builds, strong school ratings, appreciation consistently outperforming surrounding areas. For first-time home buyers, drop me a comment if this surprised you, you want my current neighborhood watch list? That's what our call is for, and I promise I'll deliver. Number 7, San Antonio rewards people who show up ready. The thing nobody puts in a relocation guide, San Antonio gives back what you put in. Show up curious and open, and you'll fall in love with the city. Show up comparing it to wherever you came from, you'll miss everything that makes it special. The people here are genuinely friendly. The pace of life is more human than most major cities. There's room to grow professionally, financially, personally. The outdoor access, the food, the culture, the community, it all compounds over time into a lifestyle that my clients consistently describe as the best decision they ever made. The ones who thrive share one thing in common. They arrived with the right information and the right mindset. That's what today was all about. And if you're ready for the next step, that's what our call is about. Which of these 7 things surprised you the most? Number them in the comments. I'm genuinely curious, and I respond to every comment you make. Well, there you have it. 7 things you absolutely need to know before moving to San Antonio in 2026. The weather has layers. The job market is deeper than it looks. The traffic punishes poor planning. Cedar fever is real, and you're prepared. The culture will pull you in. The affordability is still there if you know where to look. And this city rewards people who show up ready. Hit that like button below if this gave you something real. It helps more people in your exact situation find this content. Subscribe now, because next week I'm dropping the video I get asked for most. The 3 San Antonio neighborhoods quietly exploding in value in 2026. My clients are moving on them right now. So before everyone else figures it out, you don't want to miss it. Ready to build a real plan? There's a link in the description for a free call. No pitch, no pressure. Just straight talk from someone who does this every day in this market. I'm Art Meister, and I'll see you on the next one. And remember, who you work with matters.